Zoe, and today we are going to talk about cyberbullying.
To my left we have Amelia and Sinead, and to my right we have Charlie and Adelina. First, Amelia and Sinead, like, what sort of social media platforms do you use, and do you know how to protect yourself on them?
I think most of them, yeah, but then still, as we're still young, we haven't experienced anything that could possibly endanger us. Like, my favourite one is Snapchat, personally.
Snapchat. Same.
Yeah, makes sense.
Adelina and Charlie, what do you know? Same question to you.
I mainly use Instagram and Snapchat, and that's about it. And even then, I don't really do it anymore. Like, on Snap, only like.
Why
I'm
only
on
them?
private and everyone. I'm
Why only them though? Is there a reason?
well, I don't understand Facebook. Sure, it is.
I think as well for why though is because you get to communicate with everyone. So like instead of like message and stuff, you get like, because you can send pictures to people like where you are and stuff. Yeah, and, like if there's like a group chat on Snapchat and you don't have Snapchat, you just feel a bit like isolated.
Like and if they talk about something
yeah.
on the chat and then you weren't there and then they've all got this like inside joke now.
Yeah, and if
and
your
you're just
friends
sitting
come
there.
into school talking about it tomorrow and that, like you're like, what? Like so you sort of do it to like follow the crowd a bit.
Why do you think you guys do it as well? Like, get use social media, or is it the same for you?
I think it's the same. Like, I know how to use them and everything. I know how they work, and yeah, I just use it to talk to all my friends. I know who not to speak to, and I know if there's like a random person who's followed me, I'll send it to my mates first and see if they know them. If they don't, then I delete them straight off it, and then I'll put my accounts on private, so not like random people can see my accounts.
For an example, say somebody you didn't know, and you didn't know that they followed you, because sometimes it does happen, you just accidentally click like, and they started DMing you or texting you or messaging you, what do you think you would do?
Well, like I speak from like experience. Like there was this man and me and my friend we were like very young, we were like 10, and obviously like when you say you're not supposed to have Instagram or whatever, but we did. We just did. And he followed us because we weren't told about like the private settings or whatever, and I ended up having to tell my dad about it, and he did end up taking it to the police, and he did end up saying to them like, well, like there's a strange man, like there's a bunch of things that I wouldn't get into that like he was talking about, and it's just a bit like thingy,
yeah.
But you have to tell someone, like even if you don't feel like you could specifically talk to your mum and dad about it, I always find that talking to your friends help.
As well, like if you don't want to feel like grass, because
yeah.
you know when like you're a teenager and you're in school and stuff, it's not as easy as just go up to a teacher and say something. It's not as easy as that anymore. Like if you go up to someone, they're gonna have their own opinion on you.
Yeah, and if you ask for them not to take your name into it, they're gonna know. Like if you tell the teacher, oh, I've had an argument with whoever, and
they'll know that it's you.
Yeah, they'll know that it's you, and you don't want to have to feel like that, and like you don't want it to carry on, because once it's not in school, it's not in school.
Yeah.
Like if it's dragged into school, then the teachers can do something, but if it's not dragged into school and it's just online,
then
that's when you've got to like, if it's that bad, you're gonna have to like contact the police. That they're the only one that can do it.
Is it the same for you guys as well?
Well, if someone DMs me, I'll just say like, how do you know me? And then, because it could be anyone, it could be that I met them on holiday or something, but if I don't know them, then I'll just block them, or I'll get like my mates to see if they know them, and that's about it.
Is it the same for you then?
I straight away show like like my parents, or I'll send it to like Sinead or Amelia, and I'll find out if anyone else knows them, and if they don't, then I'll just block them.
Okay, another question is, what advice would you give to someone who's either a bit younger than you or a bit older than you and are going through like somebody's messaging them or they're getting bullied online?
Just talk about it. It might not be the easiest thing at first, but it's going to be the best thing in the long run.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to face that fear, because there's not much more that you can do. Like you can report them to the website that you're using, but like as we know, people make new accounts to talk to you.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna have to talk.
I feel like if you don't talk quick, then it's gonna escalate a lot more, and it's gonna keep getting worse and worse and
Yeah.
But you're
worse.
not alone.
I know, and if you stop it then and there, then it's just gonna go
It's
completely,
gonna end.
which I think is the best thing.
Yeah, don't let it escalate beyond what you can do.
Like, so would you like block the person or stop them talking to you?
I would, if it was someone in school, then I would like try and figure out a way to solve it. But if they were like being like straight, like really, really horrible and like bullying me or something, and it seems scary, especially if you're like really young and it's like someone who has like older. Because my brother was bullied and he's only in year 7. It was when he first joined. And the person sends him messages, kept saying, oh well, I have older cousins in this school.
Threatening and stuff.
And like basically threatening them. So it seems scary to go and tell someone, but it's the best thing because if it carries on, it can get 10 times more worse. And the person could eventually get them cousins or someone and they can really hurt you.
Zoe, what do you think?
I probably think the same as you guys, like, need to tell someone, need to get involved, and like, for example, if it's someone in your family, ask them, check on them, see if they're okay.
It is very hard, and it's best to know like the warning signs
Yeah.
of it, because if something was happening to Sinead and she didn't want to talk about it, if I saw the signs and like what was happening to her,
Be able
then
to stop it.
you can
before
stop it then.
Yeah, I think as well, if you tell at least a friend or someone, because I think sometimes it's hard to tell your parents. So like, if you tell your friend, then you might tell your friend not to tell them, but you know deep down that your friend will tell your parents, no matter what.
From experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sorry. No, go on.
No, because something happened to me, and then I didn't tell anyone, like, at all, because I didn't want it to get any worse. But then when my dad was going on my phone, because he was trying to download something for me, and then he seen them all, and he didn't know what to do, so he just said, this is Charlie's dad, please stop, like, texting her. And then she came back and she started saying more, so it would have been best if I would have told him in the first place, because he wouldn't have got involved, and it wouldn't have got any worse. Yeah, I don't think.
Following up on that question, like, cameras aside, would you think that if you were getting cyberbullied, would you tell your parents?
No, not straight away. Like it is like the hardest thing to do, and I know we're like sitting here trying to give people advice, like, oh, you should tell someone, but in reality it's scary to
Yeah.
even think about it.
Because like there could be like a little argument between me and my friends, and I could go tell my mum, and she's like, oh, it's just a stupid little argument.
Yeah.
So you'd be scared to go and tell your parents in case they come back and say, oh, it's just like someone joking.
Yeah, no, because they don't understand, like, if it's a mate that you've been mates with for ages, your mum and dad are most probably only seeing the better sides of them.
Yeah.
And then if you try to explain what has happened on the other side, they're just not going to believe you, they're just going to think you're exaggerating.
What I do is like take screenshots. If you have the screenshots, then like no one can like say, like deny that it's happening to you. So while it's happening, just take screenshots and save them somewhere. And you're gonna have to talk. It's gonna come out eventually, no matter what happens.
It's better saying like getting it all over with really quickly than like take it lasting like years and you being bullied for that long.
It's easier said than done, but like there's not much else that you can do as like a teenager, and it is horrible to think that like you can't escape it, because like when like my parents were little, if you got bullied in school, you can come home and you have an escape, you have somewhere where you can go. But if it's online, you don't have anywhere.
Okay, another question. What would you do if, for example, this escalated and started happening in school and you just didn't know who to tell? What do you guys think you'd do?
Well, if something was happening to me, like in the first place, I would straight away go to one of my friends. I wouldn't tell them all, because then it would it'd just be everyone would get involved. But yeah, I'd tell one friend and then hope that like they help me to at least tell a teacher, because you don't want your school you don't want to be scared to come into school.
I'll just go to the teachers and tell them a few things that have gone on and see how they react, and then if it does get worse, then I'll just tell them the rest.
Okay, I think we should wrap it up, but overall, I think, yeah, you should tell somebody if something's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, that's the key message that we're trying to get across. Like, don't feel like a grass or don't feel like a snitch or whatever you want to call it, because
Tell somebody.
they're not going to see it that way.
So thank you for watching.